Views and opinions expressed in this podcast and on our social media accounts do not represent that of the entire death industry. While we make every effort to ensure that the information we are sharing is accurate, we welcome any correction of errors, comments, concerns, or suggestions. Privacy is of utmost importance to us. All people and places mentioned in this podcast have been changed to protect the families we serve. This podcast should not be used in any legal capacity whatsoever. The information, opinions, and recommendations presented in this podcast are for general information only. Any reliance on the information provided in this podcast is done at your own discretion.
We're recording, but I thought I hit a burp and sneeze. I don't.
We can leave that part in. I thought I did a burp or sneeze.
No, we're going to edit that out.
Do you want to restart this?
No, it's alright. I'll just edit around it.
Welcome back, folks, to Dying to Share.
Part 2.
Part 2 with Rocky. We're going to mash this up together, and by we, I mean Barry.
I'm going to try my damnedest.
So
Please be
stick
kind.
with us. We're, I think Rocky starts talking a little bit more about the machinery.
Nope.
Nope, I'm wrong.
Just finished the machinery. Into one of my dumb questions. We never actually listened to what the dumb question was, but that was the intro.
So, stay tuned. Stay tuned.
This might be a dumb question.
What's up?
But if you have like monuments that you need to be you receive them in and you have to get them engraved.
Yep.
How do you actually move them within your shop? Because your trailer won't fit in there, will it?
So my shop, you haven't been to my shop, have you?
Oh, that one time.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Yep.
So I don't know if you noticed, I have an overhead gantry the whole way that goes from front to back.
That's what I kind of figured. There's got to be a way
It
to
goes
carry
all
it
the way
without-
out to the front of the shop and then all the way back through.
Yes, I
And it's
have
got
seen
a
that.
big trolley above it. So I just actually bought a new lift for that because the lift was, I don't know, about halfway through the winter. I was lifting something and it was making some really crappy squeaky noises, and it's probably 40 years old, so it was time.
I we always pick up like flush markers and things like that, but monuments obviously we can't move. Or
Flush
even
is about the
slants
most-
are heavy as shit too.
I mean, I'm getting
How
up-
heavy are these? Like, what would
Flush markers are 120 pounds. A black flush marker. You know, you lift them up.
I've done that a bunch of times, yeah.
Yeah. They're not there's nothing fun about lifting.
What's
up.
the average monument?
So an upright monument, like a 2-person upright monument, is probably 1,600 pounds.
Wow.
Yeah. Like the base might be 800 pounds. The tablet might be another 8 or 700 pounds. You know.
Wow, the more you know.
Yeah.
That's
a
why
lot
I'm
of
saying,
weight.
how do you? Yeah, but it makes sense.
And
that
you'd
they
use a
overhead.
crane to bring it into, say, like you're going to one of the cemeteries and it's on a hill.
Yeah.
How do you?
Yeah, you have a whole dolly system.
Yeah, what do you?
Yeah. So I have a couple things that I use. I have an old crane truck, which actually, I mean, I use that maybe twice a year.
You used it for my parents.
I
one.
did.
And
Yeah, I
was very
did.
excited to see that thing. out
Which
there.
actually probably I could have used the other one for that because
Really?
I realized that statue really wasn't as heavy as I thought it was going to be. It was probably 2,500 pounds, so it was right on the edge. So I have that. That's actually original. That crane truck is from 1992, and it was bought by my cousin, and it's been with the company the whole time. So that's kind of neat.
Wow, yeah.
And it's actually a great truck. It's got like 50,000 miles, and it's probably newer than most vehicles. It's got no rust on it, so we're keeping that. And then I have a vault cart, which is going to be the vault cart, which you're probably going to end up talking to your next guest about.
Yeah.
Ho-
Linus?
Linus, maybe.
Linus?
Depending
Linus.
on if he wants to be Monty, he can be Monty.
He's a vault dealer.
Vault dealer, yep. So what I ended up doing was, it's basically a trailer, and it has a drive system on it, so you can detach it from your truck, and you can drive that trailer into the location. And what's nice about those is they are only about 6 feet wide, so you can fit them in between like sections.
So is it like a Logan?
Yes, it is actually. It is a Logan.
Look at me knowing
yeah,
what
you
it
see,
is.
she knows. I bought it from the Axis company who makes Logan. I think that's on the title. It's like Logan something, like a Logan, whatever platform.
See, that's a funny term to me because Freddie called it a Logan. I go, what the hell are you talking
Yeah,
about?
that's
He
what
goes,
it is. I mean,
I go a vault car. He goes, yeah, but
Yeah.
it's a Logan. I go,
It's a
"What?
Logan,
I've
yeah.
never heard it before in my life.
Maybe that's what we should call him.
Oh,
We could name, yeah.
That is a great name for a vault dealer. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that
Ooh.
is an excellent name.
Maybe that's what I'm then.
Oh man, that is a great name for him. So it is a Logan, and so people can look that up. And so I talked to the company, the Axis Corporation, who makes those, and I asked them if they could sell me one that didn't have anything on it. So just basically a chassis, no platform or anything, just a drive system. So we did that. I added my own little flare to it and my own little crane. So now I have what vault dealers have, and I can set monuments with that. So
Just like a deck.
it's a
Blank
deck.
Yeah.
And then I was able to add my crane on there and everything. So it worked out good.
'Cause that thing, I've seen it in action.
Yeah.
Pretty impressive.
Yeah, there's
put
a lot
those-
of different ways people have done. There's a lot of companies that are selling them fully assembled, but I had the opportunity to kind of like make mine what it is. Plus, I like doing that kind of stuff anyways. So
Well, I mean, you're such a niche market. I mean,
Yeah.
to make it exactly what you need doesn't exist probably.
put lights on it. Put so when I go out, and
Music.
yeah, well, I got a Bluetooth speaker with me sometimes.
There you go.
But, yeah, so like if I'm out early in the morning and I want a little, spotlight on there so I can see what I'm doing or, things like that. So, but yeah, there's companies that sell them fully assembled, but I wanted mine a little bit more personal. So those are the two major pieces of equipment. And then there's some situations where we have to hand cart things in, which I don't love doing. So
Like the flush.
So I have a question about if somebody came up to you and was like, hey, I want to do what you do.
yeah,
How do they get into it? What should they do? Like, is it something that is very
Interesting.
family business oriented? Would you suggest somebody doing it?
you know what? I don't know if I've ever had anyone ask me or say that they want to do what I do. And so I don't know how I'd even react to that. But let's come in at this angle. If I was to look for someone to help me at my shop, I think what I'd look for is someone that maybe was in a graphics background. So there'd be a couple different people that I'd want, like someone that maybe comes from a construction background or like a graphics background. So it's like, okay, if you're gonna help in the office or selling monuments, I want you to be able to at least learn the design programs or be somewhat knowledgeable in that end of it. So maybe someone with a graphic design background would probably be helpful in that situation. From a monument like installation end of it. So like I'm into all of these things. So like I do all of that, but I understand that some people are only into one thing or another. So I can see maybe that you wouldn't be able to find someone that could do everything. So, so someone that with any construction knowledge or masonry knowledge would be fine for like the actual installation or even engraving of monuments as well. And the machines that I have at my shop, I could probably train someone in high school to run those. They're really pretty easy to like learn to do. And then any weird situations that would come up, like obviously I'd have to handle that. But
Yeah.
so I mean, there's definitely different levels of like knowledge that would be needed for each thing.
So what would be because we talk about this all the time, not only like where everything is going in the death industry, but like what's your out of the business, right? Because a lot of funeral homes now, they're not having it's not as family oriented as it used to be. It's not like it's not like my boss Freddie, I almost gave away his name, has a kid going into the industry. So when I came around, he was like, thank goodness, you know.
I know. And there's not a lot of I know a lot of people our age. I assume we're all similar aged.
Yeah, I mean,
maybe a little older than you guys, but that's about it.
Yeah. I don't know. Well, age is just a number.
Okay. I'll tell you mine. I don't care.
Yeah, well, I don't have, you can tell mine.
Wisdom.
We're all in the same boat.
We're all millennials.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah. There you go.
Perfect. There's not a lot of millennials, I know a few millennials that are taking in these funeral homes or like being a part of them. Yeah, I don't know.
You have kids, so hopefully.
Would you be able to like afford, because one of the big things about the funeral world is too, like hopefully we have another funeral director that is a smaller area come on too, and he's been really struggling with being able to afford a resident, being able to afford having like the help that could potentially take him over, you know, because he's like, I obviously want to pay somebody a good wage, but if I do that, then I'm compromising myself.
Yeah. Interesting. It's so funny you're saying this because I think about this all the time. And my wife will always say, like, you can't keep like going. You can't keep doing what you're doing until you're 65. That's for sure. You know,
I'm always baffled that you don't have any help.
I know,
right?
right?
I know how many monuments and stones you put in with us.
I know,
and we're only one cemetery.
Which is a whole other note. Is how many do you think you do a year?
Last year was 350.
Wow.
So
that's
one every day. Yeah.
Yeah. So no. Yeah. So I don't do anything in the winter. So you
meet with families.
Well, yeah, but I feel like winter is my break. We're just coming off of it now. Like now.
But are you still making stones in the winter?
Yeah. So I'm still.
So you're doing.
No, but it feels like such a relief. So here's my day in the summer. So I have 2 kids. You know, I have a family, and my goal in the summertime is to be home after work and to be home as much on the weekends as I can. That's my goal because I do work on my house and I do hang out with my kids. So whatever it takes to do that is what I need to do. Whether I have to get up at 3 a.m., 4 a.m. to do that, that's what so if I have to get up, Barry, your cemetery opens at like 7:30ish.
Yeah, roughly. Yep.
So if I have to go to your cemetery to install, yeah, you should be making it. I will go to the one next door and install. I'll get there at like 6. I'll install 2 monuments there, and I'll come install at your place. I'll schedule things out. Then I'll be back at my shop by 9:30, 10. I'll schedule maybe in the summer it'd be like 3 to 4 appointments a day if I can. Usually I try to keep it more like 2 to 3 if possible, especially in the summer. And then at the end of the day, I can go home and I've done everything. And if all goes to plan, I've installed maybe 5 or 6 in the morning. I've met with a few people, sold a couple monuments. I've also loaded up for the next day. So by 4 or 5 that day, I've put my 12 or 13 hours in. But I don't know how long I can do that for.
Mm-hmm.
I do have pretty decent time management skills, so like I can definitely squeeze a lot into certain times, but like it doesn't leave any room for being sick. It doesn't leave any. So
yeah, like who goes in if you're ill?
Nobody.
Well, I mean,
that's the problem. It's like,
not to get personal.
I know
there's another monument dealer in the area who just had a major heart issue.
Yeah,
and he had to close down for.
I just learned this at my pre-plan event,
really
guys.
Scary.
So that's what I'm saying. Like he's 10 years older than me, so I'm 38, so he's 48, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
That's about the time I'm gonna have to start worrying about like I probably could do this for another decade, and that's about it. Because I've been doing it for a decade, and I think I can handle it. But at that point, that's when I'm gonna need to either my son's gonna have to start doing something with me. He's 8, so by then he'll be
able to help.
Yeah.
So I'll ask you, we've seen with everyone we've talked to pretty much that cremation is just taking over.
Yep.
Are you seeing a decrease in anything?
So as millennials, I don't think I ever knew what the industry was like without cremation.
All right, fair point.
So maybe if you ask my cousin, he'd say, yeah, everything changed. We used to sell huge monuments every day for 40 years, and then we stopped selling them. Cremation's always been a thing since I've been doing this. We've been doing columbariums. That's a cremation mausoleum.
That one we did
touch on, because we did alternative burials, so we did talk about that.
Okay, yep. It's basically a miniature mausoleum for cremation, is what I would describe that as. Mm-hmm. Still a crypt.
Ooh.
With ashes, though.
Yes.
I call it niches.
A niche or crypt, yep.
I was wrong.
Okay.
Yeah, you don't even have to bring it up.
Okay, because I always call it niches, and you call it
a niche.
Niche.
But a niche is...
you got fancy.
That's not what it is.
I'm just going to say I'm wrong.
Niche is like you're like, that's my niche thing.
Niche market, yeah.
Like, a niche, yeah.
Yeah.
Or like, okay, yep.
I thought I was wrong.
Nope,
you got one.
I asked my boss and then another person about it, and they both said it the way you did. So I was like, all right, I'm wrong.
Yeah,
I'll eat
niche, yep. It's spelled the same way, isn't it?
Yeah,
yes, that's why I was like, well, this is how I've always pronounced it. Yeah. Oh, so Barry had a question he wrote down.
What's your
so he
question?
wouldn't
I
forget.
wrote a couple down. And one we talked about earlier tonight, which I was very surprised with, was AI.
Mm-hmm.
That you recently, or somewhat recently, got an order that somebody put an AI
Generated image.
stone.
Somebody chat GBT'd and they generated a picture.
I'm so mad.
No, I'm actually.
I know you loved it.
No, I didn't mind it because I could work with it. And,
I was very surprised with that.
But at the same time, I had to get over like my pride and say, okay, like I really wanted to design that. But if that's what they wanted and they really liked what ChatGPT,
Do you have to charge them less because you weren't the designer?
well, I still
or
have
what
to.
is the...
I still have to process the image, so I still have to do all the work.
So you don't really lose.
No, I
in
didn't
that
lose
sense.
anything off of it. in
We're
We're
terms
just
of-
time,
we're just
really.
losing
I
trees
just,
and
I
water.
just lost. Yeah.
It's just our environment being compromised. It's
I
fine.
lost the ability to say I designed it.
Yeah.
That's all.
Okay.
That's it's like a pride thing. Like when I go to install that monument, that the surface of that monument was designed by a computer, not me. So yeah, whatever. I mean, I guess. But if that's what they like, in the
We're
end,
here to
I'm-
serve.
Yeah, I'm here to make sure that people get what they want. So, in this situation, just so everyone is listening knows, it was a monument that they wanted designed a certain way. So she went on ChatGPT, and it's not like I didn't offer my services for design or anything like that. She did this on her own and said, hey, this is what I'm thinking. And I looked at it and I said, wow, that actually looks good. Can ChatGPT just make that a high-res image? And I'm not really I don't use ChatGPT that much, and I just was curious on if it could come up with something usable, and it did. And I brought it into my program, and I said, hey, I can use all that. If you like what you see here and you don't want to change anything, I could just make that happen. Now I have to do a little tweaking to work with my machines, but, I mean, essentially the computer designed it for her. Maybe that might come into play more often. I don't know.
That was just really surprising when you told me. I'm like, that's kind of cool, but
I just have to get over myself. That's all.
Yeah.
I can't design everything. Maybe I'll use it as a tool sometime. I mean, I'm sure there might be some situations where.
yeah, she really hates
I
it.
know.
Me
I
just
know.
squinted eyes
I
at
know.
Rocky.
Sorry.
What was your other question there,
I
Barry?
had two more
Okay.
that we actually talked about.
Yep.
So this one, me and you have talked about in the past, and it made me, I don't say smile because I'm going to look like a real asshole here. But, I see it because we deal with families, and I'm sure you see it as well. But when families come up to you and say,
Ooh.
can you get this monument done or this stone done in a certain time?
Yep.
And
Or
I know
can you give me a deal?
there's that too.
Yeah,
yes.
deal,
And
yeah.
I have talked to you about it on the side, and it made me smile that I'm not the only one that has thought, well, what puts you ahead of other families? I mean, you told me that. I
I've
was
never.
Like, man, he's so
I don't know
right.
if I've ever said that like to
No,
a
God, I hope you wouldn't
customer.
say
You
that.
know? I mean, I'm sure there's a nice way of saying that, but
Right.
like basically, my mentality is everyone experiences death or and nobody's loved one is more important than anyone else's loved one. So if somebody ordered a stone on a Monday, and then someone comes down on Wednesday and they want their stone done before the person that ordered on Monday, to me it's like it's just a fairness thing.
Yeah.
Like your mother that passed away is no more important than this person's son that passed away.
Right.
We're all equal in that situation. So that's how I put my orders. It's like now if one gets done before the other just because of a granite
Right.
manufacturing
That's different,
thing
But two
or like
identical stones.
yeah. But if it's like two identical stones with two identical manufacturing times, the Monday order is going to get done before the Wednesday order, or that might be a little bit too close of a time frame.
No, but we've
Yeah.
discussed this on here
Yeah.
before. It's like, I don't want to be an asshole, but
You are not the only one.
I know, but in so many words, you're not special.
yeah, well,
Everybody
yeah.
dies.
No, it's
know.
true, but I'm putting it like saying you're not special. Everyone is like,
Special.
but it
Ooh.
almost
man, it
no,
sounds
but it,
so much better than I said.
and I feel like if you ever said that to people, they'd be like, oh yeah, you're right. I am kind of being an asshole. Like, yeah, like I said, your mother passing away is no more important or is just as important, say it that way, is just as important as someone's son that
That's
passed
so
away.
much better than what I had been
So
saying.
that's kind of how I think of it. So, again, I've never ever said that to a customer
No, and
before.
What would
but,
you say
Nor have I.
politely? How would you?
I just
I'm
say
gonna get this
I do
done
everything in order. You know, like I do the orders, you know, as they come. Yeah, and I
Now-
go sometimes things that Monday order and the Wednesday order might actually go in the same day. You know, just because of how close they are together. But I just take them as they go. And whenever someone orders something from me, there are some companies in our area, I won't say names, but I have a certain lead time just because of our workload. And I feel comfortable with the lead times I have. Sometimes they may be a little bit longer than people want, depending on, you know, how custom things are or what they want to get. But at that point, it is what it is. I can only do so much. So
Because I know we hear from monument dealers saying, "Oh, they want it in before," or not so much monument dealers, most of the families saying, "Oh, they want it in before the birthday. They want it in before the Mother's Day, the Father's Day."
And we
There's
try.
always-
I try. You know,
Yeah, and I say,
if it's
you
a
know-
reasonable request, I say, yeah, I'd certainly shoot for that.
Which I've
I
called
never
you how
give
many
any
times
promises
now?
because I've been in this long enough to know that like anything can go wrong.
Yeah,
You know,
I said I've called you numerous times saying, "All right, what are the odds you can get this
Yeah.
one in now?" And you know, we'll play ball with you and say,
Yeah,
"All right,
yeah.
we'll get it in time."
Yeah.
If you can do it, if you can't do it, then
And I submit
I
my
don't wanna make you look like
orders.
an asshole,
I submit my orders to you as soon as I get them. So it's like you have as much time as you need. I don't want to give anyone. I don't want to rush anyone. I already have an issue with stress and anxiety. I don't need any more. I like that. That's something I learned a long time ago. Just I can't like make myself more stressed out about.
we see it
things
all the time saying, "Oh,
Yeah.
well, the monument's order was put in. When are you gonna do it?"
I have
Alright.
two
It took
questions.
you 2 months to do it.
Yeah.
To make the final decision, but now you want it in the next day.
Do you have to do the foundation in like relatively close to when he puts a monument in, or can it be done like months ahead of time? Is there some type of timeline for that?
Be done years, really. I mean, it's not gonna.
We have ones that we put in years
Yeah.
ago that are still sitting there blank.
Oh, because probably. So my other question is
Yep.
for you specifically, Rocky, is how often do you get families that want a deal or like to come and say, okay, we'll do payments,
Yep.
and they don't finish paying, and you have stones just
ba-
sitting in
bad
your
debt?
yeah.
I have a few bad debts.
Do you won't place until it's paid in full, or what is your?
See, that's the problem. I'm too nice.
I had
sometimes.
discussion with him too many times, and I know we have a couple at our
I
cemetery,
know.
for example.
I've hurt myself a couple times. Though. I am nice. That's the problem. I don't know. You get a feel for people. It's really weird. I can kind of almost tell when something's not going to happen. You know?
So when do you send
But I think
us
that's
the
part.
order?
Isn't that part of business though? I mean,
It is.
everyone has bad debt. It's just kind of what it is. Luckily, it's not an extreme amount. I have a whole folder of them, and I have had people surprise me where someone has come in like 5 years later and been like,
And paid
I
everything?
know I've owed you. I really want a stone for my mom, but I know I owe you on a stone for my brother, and they pay that off first. I'm like, okay, I'll pull that right out of that folder. It's been sitting there with dust.
Would you do an interest at that point, like on?
No,
you just take it.
I'm really flexible with people. I'll do a deposit, maybe say a stone's $2,000. Do a $500 deposit. The stone's going to be installed. Say it's March, and I'm going to plan on installing it in May or June. When the weather gets nice or whatever. Pay the $500 now. You can do the $1,500 then, or you can put $2,000 or $1,000 down. You can pay $1,000 then, or if you want, if you're really not sure, you don't have the money right now, we could do split it up over 6 months or something like that.
And you'd wait that 6 months to place it.
No, I'd probably put it in the June or July time frame because we'd be getting close to the end. I'm trusting, especially if they paid March, April,
They're
May,
consistent.
and okay, they paid the first 4 months. They didn't they were always. I mean, there are people that are really good with that stuff, and I can tell people. You can set it. Obviously, nowadays you can set up on the computer where it does an automatic payment if you get their card. So that's another thing. If I have their card on file, I can
Just charge them.
tell them the first of the month I'm going to bill that amount, and it is what it is. So I try to be really flexible with people because I do know they're expensive, and sometimes people don't always have an insurance policy that they're paying with this or something like that. So
Insurance policies will
like
a
a
health life
life
insurance.
insurance. Yeah.
I was like, holy shit! Are there certain ones?
It's very surprising to me. You guys have life insurance?
I do.
Okay.
I do.
Okay. I was going to say, it surprised me how many people don't. And like I had mine set up a long time ago because like I bought a business and I was worried like if something happened to me, my wife would be stuck with
all the debt and stuff.
Like
yeah.
But it surprised me how many people are like come down and like, oh, they didn't have a policy, didn't have any money, you know.
Yeah.
And, like we did the funeral, that spent all the money on that, so we don't have money for the monument. And I'm like the kind of person too, like if you don't have the money now, don't buy it right now.
Yeah,
you know?
that's how I was raised.
Yeah,
my dad was
millennials.
very
like,
much.
I'm not gonna buy something like so.
Yeah.
Sometimes people will come down. I had someone down the other day, and they were talking about this monument. We designed it up, and I said it's gonna be $4,200 or whatever it was with everything. It was a nice monument, big headstone or upright monument, and she's like, "Oh, it's kind of a lot of money. I don't know if I can." Well, let's just make it smaller. Well, I don't know if I want to make it smaller, but if you can't
afford it, then you can't afford it.
I'm not like, I mean, you don't walk into like a car dealership and say, you know, I want a Mercedes, and like, you know,
we've talked about this
many
times.
It's like this, so that I think sometimes people get like caught up, like I got to do this for this person, but like no one's gonna
pre-plan, folks. Once again,
yeah.
I will continue to say this each goddamn week.
I just left.
Need.
Yeah, I just left
or
the pre-planning.
Make sure you
them.
have some life insurance for the person to use. You know,
There's several. I've had people with several policies.
Yeah,
I didn't know if it was because of Bernie, but I know me and my brother both have life insurance policy. We had when we were real little.
Parents, did you get money out of it after? Like, sometimes they'll like it'll build money. Yeah, they still got it.
Yeah. My parents have one on us, and we have our own.
Yeah, I think my dad took one out on me and my brother and my sister, and like we ended up maybe with a couple grand when we graduated from high school. But it was something, you know.
Hey, you lived.
Yeah,
here's a couple grand. Yeah.
To pay some of your loans.
Yeah.
No, I don't know. So that's. I'm realistic about things like that. So
were those all of your questions?
I have one more.
Okay, go for it.
Yeah.
It's the last one I had was I've heard a lot of times in a lot of the industry that some funeral homes and funeral directors will recommend a monument dealer, but they will ask for a kickback.
Okay.
Like a certain percentage.
Kickback or commission or something.
Yeah,
like
you know, if I'm going to recommend you, I should get a certain percentage of the business.
Mm-hmm.
Do you experience that? You see anything like that, or?
I see it, but I think we talked about this before. There are very few people that I deal with that I actually give any type of commission to. One of them I won't get into. It's a unique situation, and it's not really even that local, so that's a whole different situation. But there are a couple funeral homes, but I think the commission, I wouldn't even call it a kickback, because recommending someone is different than like actually doing some of the work. So there's some situations where I'll deal with a funeral home where like they are talking to the family and giving drawings or whatnot, and like, so that I feel like is maybe justifies like some
that's time off of your plate, I guess.
Yeah. So if I didn't have to deal with the situation, so if like perfect example, like the one we're dealing with,
starts with a B.
Starts with a B, yeah.
Come on, guys.
So I never met with a family, so that would be a situation where a commission I think would be
but see, to me that's not like we work. We work together. You know, we work in unison, and like so when the newer monument dealer had come into the area.
Yeah.
And he was kind of offering that.
Yeah.
But my boss was just so, like, he's like, we've worked with Rocky forever. He does a great job. I don't expect, you know what I mean? I expect our families to be served well, and that's my expectation.
Yeah.
That's what I expect.
But I appreciate that. And so your boss and his co-boss.
Retired partner.
We had that whole situation up, but so that's I honestly say this. I have great respect for your boss and his coworker, his co-boss or
his retired partner.
His retired partner. I like them a lot. They're probably one of my two favorite people in this industry in terms of like
same
that I've dealt with. Like, because
I disagree.
Oh, you disagree?
No, I'm kidding.
You just got to throw it in there.
They're just very real people, and I just feel like there's no BS. So, but and I hate to say it because I don't even want to call it commission. It's just like, this is for, you took a chunk of my time that I didn't have to do.
But I don't even know how you'd gauge that. Like, what would you say? Like, oh, you get $20 for this. Oh, you get, like at that point, it's like
sometimes it's like maybe like a standard number, like 10% of the cost or something like that, because it's 10% less of my time, and it like.
But it literally took me. No, I made a phone call. Like, when you sat down, I made a phone call to you.
But it's
and you were like, oh, I could do that over email. And I'm like, oh, perfect.
Right,
I'll just sit here a little bit longer with her.
And I don't want to like reveal too much without it being like too, like, it sounds kind of like back roomy, but I don't know. I mean, I think it's deserved. So in my eyes, it's deserved. But I'm just going to recommend you and I want 10%. It's like a whole different thing of like.
To me, that's scuzzy.
Yeah. That is not something that I experience, and I know there are a lot of companies that did work like that. So, like, I feel like, and it, from my end of it, that it is deserved. If like I never even had to talk to the family, I just did a drawing and sent it to you. You dealt with them, and it's like okay.
But in this instance that we're talking about with this family, right? Because she passed away. Yeah. And it was before she paid for it. Yeah. So now you do have to deal with the family.
Not really, though, but it's all done. The drawing's done.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Everything's done. I just have to, like, maybe send a contract out. It's really not. Yeah. I think it's deserved. It doesn't. Honestly, if you're gonna ask me like for my opinion, I'm telling you the truth. I think that's.
I appreciate it. I would never ask for that though. I would be like.
I always thought it was interesting.
And I told Barry this like back when he asked me this question. I don't know, maybe like 6 months ago when we talked about it. It's not even like when the end of the year comes and I do calculate all that. It's like usually a very small amount.
Exactly.
It's like hey, go out to dinner or something like that. You know, like,
I'd rather get a cookie at the end of the year.
Exactly.
You know, like, don't give me.
I told
give me a box of chocolates
like
Barry does
or something. You know, like you know what I mean. It's like that kind of thing. It's just like a quick little like, hey, thanks for helping me out with those, because your boss and his partner. Like, they basically left it a lot of times where, like, hey, just go see Rocky, and they never expected anything. But there were some situations where the family was kind of tough, and they just were like, well, I'll just take care of it, and I'll get a hold of them myself. Yeah. We'll do it. Yeah. And I think in those situations, they deserve a little something for at least.
Which I do need more brochures.
Yes, I'll get you.
They've been going out like
hotcakes. I got to reprint them. I found a typo on that one. There was an or, and it says Zor. It's bothering the shit out of me because I ordered like 1,000 of them.
Oh no!
It's not like they were crazy expensive.
Brand new coasters.
It was for you. It's for the expo.
For the tables here. No, free advertisement right here.
Yeah. I think I gave you like the whole setup, right? The little plastic stand.
Yeah. And I have like business cards and everything, so that's usually what I'll give to people when they're asking. I'll give you more.
If you're okay with the Zor on.
I didn't even notice, and I've looked through them.
Yeah,
so.
It took me a while. I didn't notice it till after the expo.
So that's another really. Do you go to expos? Do you have? Are there monuments?
That was the first one I went to.
We did one. Yeah, our cemetery did.
I would like to do it again.
Yeah,
we're gonna try to do it differently this year. We're gonna try to tie it to another event, so maybe we'll get some more folks.
Yeah. I wouldn't mind doing it again. I liked it. I had fun.
Do you go to conferences?
There is something called the Monucon.
Oh my god, that sounds so sick!
Yeah, you guys should go. I don't know. A local casino.
Wait, is Monucon only there?
No, it's all over the Northeast. Sometimes they're in different like conferences. They'll have but the casino has that big
event space.
So I went to that one. I found that I didn't learn much more than I already kind of knew. So it wasn't, and I already have my people that I deal with in that industry, and they're all just trying to sell you the same crap. So, it wasn't super beneficial in my eyes, but, for someone and the tickets were crazy too, actually. I think someone in the industry was like maybe $200 for one pass.
A day?
Yeah. It was kind of nutty.
You should just go to a Comic-Con.
I know. Really. It just seemed like an obscene amount of money for what it was. And it was or you $450 for the weekend, and it was some crazy shit.
So weird requests that you might have gotten, and what is a weird request for a monument dealer? Manufacturer.
About 10 years ago, I did a fish-shaped monument.
Ooh.
That was interesting. It's on my website. Can't link it, obviously, because it's all.
Yes.
But if you type in fish-shaped fish-shaped monument in Google, it might come up.
Okay.
So if anyone wants to look that
Little
up.
breadcrumb.
Yeah.
A little breadcrumb. It was a walleye. I think it was a fish. And it was
Ooh.
etched walleye, and the monument was in the shape of a fish. That
So
was
I have a question.
Yep.
I know I don't want to pat ourselves on the back here, but we're pretty lenient when it comes to what you can have and you
Yep.
can't have because we're non-denominational.
Yep.
When you deal with like a religious-based cemetery,
Mhm.
is there like a whole checklist you have to go down to say?
Yeah. So the one next door to your cemetery is pretty strict on what
Mhm.
they can have. It's got to have your religious symbols on it because it's a Catholic cemetery. It's got
Can
to
they have no symbols? It's got to have at least
No,
Catholic.
it's got to
It's
have.
gotta
a Catholic,
have- yeah.
Gotta have one, even if
Really?
it's just a cross.
Cross,
It's gotta
even
have
if it's like a cross in between the dates,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Yeah.
And they
So
even
instead of a
have
dash, it's the cross.
stipulation, it's like, even if so say there's a family plot and that was placed, the plot was done long before these rules were in place. If I put a new stone in and say the rest of the stones on that plot don't have a cross on it, the new one has to have a cross.
Really?
So like if the rest of them have a dash between the dates, I could just squeeze a cross between, but it's got to have a cross on it. So
Huh.
it's like there's no precedent set or anything like that. So that's like some of their. So you guys are a little bit more lenient to deal with. Now I know that kind of opens the door for some really wacky things, but
Yeah.
I mean it's.
I know last year was the first year we ever actually had to go to Bernie, and he had to not haggle with the monument dealer, but ask for some
Maybe some.
cleaning up. And they, we after explaining things to him, he let it slide. We had a individual who they wanted song lyrics on the bottom of the stone, and it swore it was. I think it was hell. But my father was like, "Can
Yeah.
you make it a little smaller?" But then he found out there's a whole backstory to it.
Yeah.
It wasn't just like
You
Do
know,
you
the
get that a
police-
lot, like epitaph?
epitaphs are like it would be like or like secular. No, it would be non-secular. Or secular.
This
Yeah.
is you.
I
You're
am
asking the
so
wrong
bad at
people.
English language.
I don't know. Whatever.
Isn't it just like a
non-religious
whole-
epitaphs, like if so say someone comes down and it's for your cemetery, Barry, and they want something that I think might be offensive, I may try to like convince them that so like okay, I know that cemetery is more lenient, but also let's try to keep it like
PG
or tasteful.
Yeah,
Yeah.
tasteful probably.
And if you say tasteful, usually people are. I don't get a lot of that though. Like,
I was gonna say, have you had people come in and be like, "No, I want
mean,
these
what's-
lyrics,"
yeah, I mean it's.
and it's
what's
gonna
the-
say, "Fuck the bitches, get money."
Get money.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Well, that's for the other one next door to you.
Mhm.
We've got a little bit more. I mean, I've done some pretty weird things, but people for
folks
the most
wanna
part are
know.
understandable.
What weird stuff?
All right, so
Other than a fish.
the fish. Okay, the other one that stands out because I see it every time I go up there. The others. So you have a cemetery to the right of you, and you have a cemetery to the left of you.
Mhm.
And the right's the Catholic cemetery, and the left is like more out of control. So you go up in that cemetery, and there's one. He was like he loved playing softball, so he's got a big like number 22, like in
Oh, yeah.
bold,
Mhm.
like gigantic letters on the back of his stone. It's very. So that's another one that I found.
He didn't go pro or anything.
Not in softball.
No.
No,
No.
softball.
Considering where he is now.
Have
I
you
don't-
done vulgar lyrics or anything like that on
Um,
or swear words?
No, actually, surprisingly. The closest I got was the quote from Aliens up in
Oh yeah.
Which is what?
Game
what was
Over?
it? Game Over Man, which I
Yeah.
thought was kind of funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your dad actually found that humorous too.
Mhm. I
But
know
he
that-
said
I
the
know
only
that
way
was-
he said do it, but it's got to say like Aliens like 71
yeah,
or it's got to have like a
reference it, yeah.
reference, you
Yeah.
know. I thought that was kind of interesting. The family thought it was funny too.
Yeah.
So, it's
And that was-
surprisingly less. That stuff's less common than you think. Like most people are like pretty. they-
Like,
I've seen
it's
like
pretty standard.
paragraphs on stones. I'm like,
Yeah.
man, that's a. I don't know if that's a bit much, but golly gee, it's a
We
lot.
I think it was last episode, we asked the viewers to like send us some cool, like go through your local cemetery
Mm-hmm.
and find a headstone that you think is like super cool, whether it be like a statue or it says something kind of funny,
Yeah.
anything like that, and send it to us so we can kind of post it and look
Mhm.
through.
Yo.
So we
They
think
said
that'd be
anything,
fun.
or-
Don't ask that question.
Oh, sorry.
I had one of my best friends send
it's
me.
actually not out yet either.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh,
Yeah.
well.
She sent me one.
Oh, did she?
That was really. Yeah, remember I told you it was
oh, that's right. Yes.
it was a statue where I'll show you at the end of this
Yeah.
where the husband is like combing his wife's hair
Oh.
and it says like love, passion. It's like it was very cute. It was like to love, to passion, to something, to Deb.
Oh.
It was
That's
very like
interesting, yeah.
devoted and cute.
Yeah. And combing.
Yeah, combing her hair.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Slightly. All right.
I was like, that's so poetic. The
Yeah.
guys are like, that's weird.
It's a little. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I've combed my daughter's hair, not my wife's hair.
Well, maybe not yet. Maybe when you're older.
Maybe. I don't think she'll let me touch her hair.
So
I
we
comb
talked
my own
about
hair.
weird stuff.
Mm-hmm.
What's our last question that we usually
Usually,
ask?
where do you see the industry
Oh,
going?
yes.
But
Okay.
I mean, you're,
For
you've-
your monument, yeah.
You've seen a lot of it with
I have.
cremation already.
I don't know. It's like I said, my end of it moves so slow.
So the
the-
only thing I could think of that would hurt you is if like natural burial or green burial took over.
Yep.
Because can you get natural stones or natural rocks?
Like granite is natural. You know, I mean, what?
I know, but some people say that's not natural.
Well, I
'cause it's
mean,
cut.
it does take a lot of effort to get out of the ground. But,
but like if you just sell like a boulder, can you sell a boulder?
you know what? That actually is interesting. So if things went that end and that got, I mean, let's face it though, engraving boulders has been around for a long time.
Mhm.
People have been doing that forever. If that's what people wanted to go towards, I mean, I'd be happy to put someone's name on a natural landscape.
Right, you have to get in
rock.
touch with the quarry, I'm sure. To kinda
Yeah,
get
or
something.
like, you know, I have a bunch of rocks that I got for the back of my house that
Mhm.
I'm putting in around my house that, you know, I got from my buddy's yard that he dug up when he put his pool in.
Right.
So it's like, you know, you find these things all over the place. So if that's where the industry went, then I'm sure we could come up with I just don't see anything changing on my end. I had to argue with my friend about this. I don't see anything changing on my end for at least another 20 years.
And you won't sell urns.
No, I don't get into that
Okay.
stuff.
I didn't know if you would.
That's more
because-
like funeral.
I mean,
home
you
end
sell
of
the
things.
columbariums, obviously, but I don't know if you'd
Yeah,
sell the
yeah. I
urns.
try to stay out of that. Like I know I'll put it. I know my place. My
Mhm.
place is the monuments, and like I try not to like. I got
Everybody has a lane.
Mhm.
Yeah, everyone's got a lane, and like, it's okay if people cross over a little bit here and there, but like I have enough
On your
stress
plate. Yeah.
an issue going on with like my thing, and I would rather just keep it simple and just focus on what I normally
Mhm.
do and what I know. Plus, like if someone came down for an urn for me is like long after the fact. Like
I know. we
that's so much. I'm so far off of that,
Mhm.
like the path you need to take for that whole thing. That you
Yeah.
know,
It feels like to me also, if that's the case, then the funeral director really wasn't doing their
yeah.
job fully, you
I
know?
mean, I know when we talked about it, someone said on our board, I want you guys to start selling urns. And Bernie was like, there's no way we're going to get urns. We're going to piss off
I
funeral
mean,
directors more
oh
than...
yeah, but I mean, at least I could see that correlation.
Mhm.
Like me, I'm even further. Like you
Yeah.
actually
Yeah,
have a
you're true.
crematory.
Yeah, you have a
Yeah,
crematory,
like,
yeah.
So
you're-
it
you're
does.
even a
It
farther
makes
step
some
away.
sense, but like me, it's like if you don't have an urn, but by the time you come down to me,
Yeah.
like we've
Yeah.
got.
What's
I mean,
going on?
Yeah, yeah,
I mean,
bigger
it could be
issue.
a baggie. I don't know,
Yeah.
whatever the little,
Yeah.
you know, like
Ziploc bag from...
The bag.
or like you know the simple one. Like my aunt came in, like the little like black.
Yeah, the
box.
containers.
just
Yeah,
those
the
where-
temporary.
The regular black box. You
Mhm.
could put one of those in, but something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I usually tell people if someone asks me, you know, why don't you contact the funeral director and see if you can find, you know, they have a lot of options there.
Yeah.
So that's usually what I say.
Is there anything that you feel like you want the folks to know that we didn't talk about that feels like important for your job or you get questions a lot about that we didn't ask?
All right. So you guys said earlier the pre-planning thing.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Seems like you're really big on that. I'm big on that too.
Trying to push it. God,
Oh,
it
Oh
makes
yeah. No,
everyone's life so
I
much
actually
easier.
love. First of all, pre-planning makes my job easier because
It makes my job easier.
Yep.
Me too.
Yeah. And the reason is because it's a lot. It's a lighter conversation.
Yes.
hmm
100%.
I have a lot of fun with people, like a husband and wife come down and
Mhm.
they're like, my kids, if they came down here, they'd give me the piece of shit money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do something nice, and
Mhm.
they want to like do it themselves, and they want to see it, and like they're almost like weirdly excited about it being placed and like getting to see it.
Mhm.
Actually, a couple from your cemetery, it was years ago. They went up and like hung out by their monument and drank some wine. You know, like,
Yeah.
they just had like a little
little
Picnic when it
little
went up.
party,
Mm-hmm.
little pre-party.
Neither of them passed yet. It's been a while. So I assume they're still doing good, but it's there for them when they want it. It's got a little moss growth on it. Needs a little cleaning, but other than that, it's ready to go.
So that's an odd question I just thought of.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we're all, millennials we said?
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to see your own headstone? Or not?
I don't mind.
See, I want to see mine,
Yeah.
personally. Not that I want it, but I'm like, if I'm paying for it, I would like to see the end product.
Yeah.
I don't really have a preference because you and I've talked about, like, if I would like to probably go green burial route, but I would like to have some type of marker. So that's why it's hard. Yeah. It's like more of an alternative burial because it's not necessarily green because they don't classify that as green.
Yeah. But you want something to.
But I'd want something to mark.
Because I know some people have said,
Yeah.
"Oh no, I don't want to see it. I don't want to. I want."
But I also love the old. Like I loved that bench near the burial we just had recently. I was like, that is sick, and I would totally, if I got a family plot, would want to do something really cool for like the big headstone, and then do like little hickeys or some type of flat stones. Flat markers, and I'm so excited that all of the folks listening are going to be able to use this terminology if you go to
Yep.
monument
really
dealer.
impress your friends.
Yeah.
Actually, that I do have to talk to you about that, Barry. About my dad was talking about maybe doing a plot up there, so we got to look at some spots. Wants to do like a little.
There you go.
One.
Good time to do it. There's no snow.
I got some ideas for some really weird monuments, so that would go nicely in your.
Well, what's weird?
I thought like maybe like a cube balanced on one side would be kind of neat. Although it would be precarious. I'm not sure about that. I got to figure out what the weight on that would be.
Okay.
I got some ideas.
I mean, you know us enough. Whatever. We have enough rapport. Whatever you're looking for, I'm sure we could find a spot for you.
Something different, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I thought like something that looks funny.
Something that will bring the folks, the viewers, they'll make it. They'll take a picture and say, "This is my favorite headstone," and send it to us.
That's what I want. Like you drive by and you say, "Oh, I like just like those various parts of your cemetery you drive by. I remember this. I remember
point of reference.
The steps here, that's the cube that's looks like it's gonna fall over." That
I mean, even on like a smaller scale. I mean, you did. I guess my family.
Yeah, it's another one. Yeah,
it's a unique one. They had to wait a year for it to come in, but I know it's different.
What's unique about it?
The design's an angel, and
you know what I like about your family stone is it blends in with the
area around it.
It's almost like it looks like it was there for just as long as the one next to it. I mean, it looks cleaner obviously because it's new, but like once that weathers and like patina's a little bit. Like the cross nearby, and like it'll look like it was there for 150 years, and that's what it's kind of cool about it. So, I'm looking for something on my end, maybe a little bit more contemporary, like just really weird,
a little more modern,
or like would be like just a random like pillar sticking out of the ground, like just something really.
That's fine. Whatever you want to do.
Yeah, I got some ideas. So,
so was there more that you had?
I don't know.
Yeah, I think we're good.
I mean,
we're at 2 hours.
Honestly, I think that we might. I wonder if people will have more questions too.
I would be happy to come back if you want.
Yeah.
I know the
we
monument.
Even split it in half and get a part 1, part 2.
We could
like milk this.
So, we
more.
typically end with just like, so if anybody has questions specifically for Rocky, please email.
Oh boy, what's the email?
Email the Dying to Share podcast at gmail.com, or you can reach us on Instagram or Facebook. And send us some messages, send us some monuments or headstones, tombstones.
Yeah, tombstones.
You're being
sarcophagus.
Yeah.
Yep.
Anything that you like, and we'll share it, and we'll have like maybe a little discussion about it.
And maybe next time on we could talk about like maintenance or cleaning or
there's
a lot of other things that we could talk about.
Well, thank you for coming, because this was a lot of fun. I learned a lot. And
just let everyone know they gave me some beer too.
Calm the nerves. That's all.
And hot sauce, beer and hot sauce.
Hot sauce, and they had a husky for me to pet.
So we kind of end it. Barry struggles with this sometimes, but I like to end it by doing a little quote. So at the count of 3, you should do it too. Come on, Barry, get in this.
Okay.
Folks, creep it real.
Creep it real.
All right on time.
Yeah, I didn't do the countdown.
You did that. The big step.
Creep it real. I like that.